Hello, everybody. Let's wait a minute for everyone just joining to our session. Hello, one more time. My name is Mariola Speck. I'm working as a product owner in X Plus. Today we are going to talk. Today we are going to talk about creating AI-based support for Dynamics AX and D365 Finance and Operation. We've used our tool Executive Explorer. Uh, those of you who already attended our previous webinars or lives most likely have already seen this tool, but a different way it can be applied. Before we started, before we start, of course, I encourage you to write write down any question you have during presentation to chat box, and in the end there will be a Q&A session. Today I would like to tell you a bit how it may make a significant change when it comes to application support. And um, let's begin our presentation with agenda. And I would like to talk. The first point is the problem of insufficient data information in support request. Second, I want to mention about how to use machine learning and AI to enhance support. After a short presentation, I switch to Executive Explorer, and I will show you some cases in the tool. And as I mentioned before, in the end there will be a Q&A session. Okay, so let's begin. First, let's talk about the problem that companies often have with their support, or rather the problem support teams have. Mm, One of the main problem they face is to retrack users' steps to reproduce the error. Why it's important? It's crucial to investigate what happened, find causes, and fix it. And but why it's so problematic? Those of you who have worked in support or have seen what this job looks like will know that quite often user comes to support and say something like this: I wanted to do something in the system, but an error occurred, so please help me, please fix it. Yes. And okay, so let's imagine what's the first question from the support team, from person who is working in support team. um, just simply question, please tell me, what exactly did you do? What did you clicked on? What's your type? And give us more details about it. Yes. Here's when the problem occurs. Yes. User generally don't remember what exactly they've done in the system. uh, they're often not able to provide detailed uh, info what they do, which is often crucial to find the causes of the problem and fix it. And generally speaking, in such cases, there is nothing else to do but trying to recreate the error based on the information we received. And it often involves lots of tries, trying different variants. So it's very time consuming, and sometimes it works, and the causes can be located. But sometimes unfortunately not. Yes, and as I mentioned, it's very time consuming process. It often takes hours, even days, to find out how the error come into begin, and there is still time. We need still time to fix it. So, as I mentioned, it's a very time consuming process. Mm, there are also types of errors that support team uh, is not notified of by the person who causes directly the error. And here the problem and that appears, aside from what I mentioned before, uh, it's finding out who may have causes. Uh, but here's the problem: how to find who was working on a given part of a process in the system at the given time. Yes. So let's go with another example. A user come to the support team and say that something is wrong with sales order, uh, and and something is wrong with sales order, but the previous day it was okay. Yes. So what support team would need to hear some examples of those sales orders, that's for sure. But additionally, it would be important to learn who was working on those sales order the previous day. Yes. And mm, is your support team able to find such information? Uh, if not, then the investigation has to begin, and the whole process of fixing the error and has to begin. Yes, and it could be a quite long process. Mm, Next problem is making sure that your support team has the sufficient knowledge about the process in the system. Yes, they need to know what is the correct way to execute process, and this knowledge needs to be always up to date. And now, um, let's think: does your support team has this knowledge? Do they have access to the update documentation? If not, there's likely to there's likely they struggle with analyzing and fixing system errors. Yes. uh, okay, so when we've talked about the major problems. Now let's think how to deal with them, how to ensure the support has enough information to resolve tickets efficiently and effectively. And what we in X Plus, what we recommended, mm, is using already existing machine learning and AI solution, because they bring application support to a completely new level. Yes. um, and when we talk about process mining and task mining tools, the first thing that's comes to mind is process optimization. Yes. But that's not all that such tools offers. They have multiple ways of use, and if you attended to our previous session, you've learned a few other, and of course, they can be used to improve application support. Our Executive Explorer is a tool which use big data algorithm and records all user action in the system, and it's a different from other process mining solution available on the market. Because it doesn't focus only on a system logs. Executive Explorer records every mouse click, every option picked, every type information, and that's why it's so useful for support team. To dig into a bit more details, let me tell you what you can what's your support team and whole company gain thanks to Executive Explorer. First point is better quality of support, of course. The second point is faster reaction and resolution time. The next point is detailed and effortless root cause analysis. And the last point is significant cost saving. Um, and now, before we started, because my presentation is going to end, but before we start our showcase, I would like to invite you to sign up for a free trial. If you find our Executive Explorer interesting and would you like to test it, then in a chat box there's a place to sign up for a free trial. Okay, so let's switch to Executive Explorer. Mm, um, I prepared for you two cases. Um, First case is based on uh, documentation. May I say is based on documentation. For example, you have tickets that something is wrong with the process, but you don't have no you don't have information how the process looks. You don't have documentation. So what can you do using Executive Explorer? First, I find this process from the ticket. For example, for our case, it's creating customer. As from the previous session, we present you uh, the screens of Executive Explorer. Yes, so you know that on the top there are some KPIs, and the main body we have process graph and variants, and in the top and the bottom we have list of execution. So it was a very fast summary, but let's focus on this case. So you know only that you need to more information about creating a customer because your ticket was about it. And you don't have documentation. You want to know how the process looks. uh, in the main body on the left, I can see the graph of this process, but on the right I have a list of variants. In this case I have 56 variants, but of course there are a few much more much more um, more executed than others. For example, the 10th variance has only 13 execution, but the first 2051. Yes, and when I click on this variant, I can see the main path. Yes, so it's the most common path which was executed by users. So it gives you the information how the process looks in a path. Of course, in the bottom of this page you have the list of execution, as I mentioned before. Mm, so um, in this part you have the list of execution, and you can use it in a both way. First, you can open uh, execution and just uh, and check uh, the list of steps which was clicking, which user clicked during working in a system. And the second option you have, you can also find information about execution in this part. Yes, so you can use filtering by data or by username, and find exactly this execution uh, which you have in your ticket. Yes, so you have both options in this uh, window. Yes, from watching from the process view. But when you go to for this execution, which I opened. And as I mentioned before, you want to know how the process looks, because you don't have no documentation, and you want to repeat this step on your UAT environment. And using execution of creating customer, you have the list of steps which are important for this process. On the of course, on the top you have a summary who users was involved, when the process started, the duration, and in this part you have the list of step, as I mentioned. And on the right side you have properties, and you have general information and business context. What we have in this table, we have information about path, about environment, about company. So from the support team, this information are very important for you to just repeat this process, and repeat the process, and reach the error. Yes, so using Executive Explorer, you have a chance to repeat the process, and reach information about, for example, account number, which was used in this case, and much more business context details about this process. And it was the first case which I prepared for today. And the second is from the different side of Executive Explorer, because in our application we also have opportunity to check what exactly users do in every time. And for example, I selected test first user, and let's imagine the situation that you receive ticket, and the user told you that he has problem with sales order, and the problem appeared on 18 of May, around quarter past 12. Let's imagine the situation. So you have more details about the situation, and you know that it's based on sales order. So what we can do in this view, you can because now I can see all activities, all clicking by user test one. So now I want to use filter on the data. um, I have information, it was on 18, mm, about 12, quarter past 12. So select this data, and okay, yes, apply. Okay, and now we can see the list of all activities which users done in this range of time. Um, let's um, let's filtering from the beginning. Okay, I selected quarter past 12, and let's focus what exactly user did in application. So from this view, I can see that uh, there are some clicking on customer account, um, or the process create customers. I have some kind of information, but also I have information about session ID. And in this case, I can see that there are two different session appears, and the steps, the activities are mixed. Let's see how the activities looks in each session. Yes, and may I guess that user has had open two tabs in the D365, and do so that's the reason why we have two different session ID here. So let's open the first session. I can see 13 pages, and what I can see in each activities that it was connected with creating customers. Let's go next page. Okay, there are some activities connected with creating customers, but as I know from my ticket that the problem was with creating sales order. Yes, so maybe it's not the session when we have the problem. And I open also the second session. You can see that, oh, here I have information. This activities was connected with sales order, so it give me information that it probably this activities was connected with my tickets. And what I can see uh, deeper in this view, of course I have time, I have a user, I have a session ID, but also I have a value. And in each activities I can see what exactly user uh, did in application, which fields they full in, uh, what's very important from the support team perspective. Yes, so executive explorer give me the information what was clicking on, what was proceed, what's the value in the forms. So mm using executive explorer, I have this list of every details which was used creating this sales order. So I can use executive explorer to make some investigation about what's happened in the process. Of course, it's from activities view. And when I go deeper, I can see that this this activities was connected to the execution 3080 820 12 uh, 13 820 1223, sorry. And now I can see the session ID which I mentioned before. So it was connected to this execution, and this execution is added to the process sales order. So it's the same view which I present you in a in the first use case. Yes, of course you have business information. So it was the second use case when we want to investigate and make and what's happened in the system based on information which we received from our business user in a ticket. So it's all what I wanted to show you during this showcase. Now it's time for Q&A session. Uh, let's see if we have some question in a chat box. If you don't write it down, it's a time to do it. um, let's wait and for some question. Let me see if we have something. Probably we don't have any question today, but please remember, you can ask a question every time. In the end, I give you my contact info, so if you have any question, write me an email. I will try to answer you. mm, and I will be happy to do it. So thank you for today. Let's see next time. Have a nice afternoon. Bye.